You guys, welcome to today's video, Face of the Month. This is where I put on the things that I got this month, some of the things, because it's too early for me to say if anything is a favorite. And today I think I have something in almost every single category. And we're going to start with foundation. This is the Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. And I had some thoughts, and I will post my video right here. I always go like this. I'm like, yeah, my frame's not that big. Over here. So you can take a look at it. My feelings are the same on this. I feel that I'm going to start with 2 pumps, but I end up using quite a bit more. I'm using my fingers. I feel that she missed a skin color for me. Now, a lot of companies do miss a skin color for me. But this is supposed to be neutral golden, and I don't think this is very neutral. It looks pretty golden to me, pretty golden. And the neutral on this packet for my depth of tone skin runs green to gray. And it's disappointing because I feel like most companies, when they do foundations, they go by a Fitzpatrick scale. So the Fitzpatrick scale is something your dermatologists use to determine if something is appropriate for you. Like hair removal, you know, if you're Fitzpatrick above a certain level, hair removal is not going to work for you. But I learned a couple of years ago that they actually use it for foundations too. And the danger of that is, in the Fitzpatrick scale, they say if you are Fitzpatrick 1, your undertone is either this or that, you know. And what Lisa has done has provided a lot of options for people with olive skin tones, which is great because they're underserved, especially pale olives. They're not the most common, but there's plenty of pale olives out there who really have to struggle to find a foundation color that works on them. For me, I am yellow, but I don't have a lot of yellow. And most companies make very, very yellow foundations. I gotta take off the shirt and show the cami because it's been in the 80s, you guys. End of November in the 80s, and I can feel that I'm starting to sweat a little bit, and I think I'm gonna take off my fur coat, i.e. put my hair up, and I'll be back in a sec. Sweating while you're putting on makeup, not a good thing. Sweating in November, very weird thing. Alright, so I'm just going to let this settle for a minute before I go on because I do want more coverage, but there's definitely a little sweat on my face. And that happened to me the first time I put on this foundation. And I said, well, let's just see, you know, how this works when you're sweating. And the answer was not so hot. But let's move on to the eyes, and then we will come back and put on some more foundation. I love this palette. This is the Natasha Denona Glam Face palette. And it has a blush color that I love. This highlighter, really, really nice. And I'm super fussy and unimpressed with highlighters, I have to say. And I love the ratio of mattes to shimmers, and I love these colors. So I am going to get this big mirror, put it here, and we're going to do an eye look. So first I'm going in with my Clé de Peau, which I totally forgot. I was preparing my Best of the Year video. I'm like, oh yeah. This is so good as a primer on your eyes, and I just warm it up with my finger and tap it on. And the benefit of something like this is I can get this inner corner where there's a lot of darkness, and if you have small eyes, close-set eyes, or a lot of darkness here, it's great to have something like there right off the bat. I just feel like, hi. Now I look alert. I don't know what this is. I think it's a 10X, but I can see that I've got sunscreen and stuff in my brows. So I'm just going to kind of brush that through. And then I'm going to take this brush. I think this is going to be a tutorial. I wasn't planning on it, and I'm just going to smooth out my foundation right above the brows. It appears that I am retinizing a little bit, so this will be interesting. So there's nothing wrong with the foundation look as it is right now. You can probably see that the color isn't super correct for me. And this is a light coverage, and it's pretty, so I don't know, maybe we won't add, maybe we will. But I do want to do the eyes. Because I did put on a primer, I do want to powder, so I'm going to go into the By Terry. If your palette has a very light color in it, you don't need to go into the powder, you can just go in with a light color. But the light color in this isn't that light, so. I love this mirror, I can totally see my gray eyebrow hairs. Yay. I'm taking a Smith brush. I can't read the number on it anymore, which is such a bummer. But this is the larger of the two brushes that kind of point up like this. Smith just had a sale during Black Friday, and I didn't post about it because I haven't used these brushes in a long time. But before my most recent purchase, I was all about these, and I just picked up this one. And I'm going to do a two-handed application. I really hope you can see me. And I'm just going very lightly where my natural so-called crease might be. So I'm following my eyeball. Wow, and I definitely could tweeze my eyebrows. On this side it's harder because my tear duct gland protrudes right here, so I can't really feel where my eyeball is. So I'm going to guesstimate. And then, in keeping with the Bobbi Brown method that I have been adopting lately, I'm going to go in with the next darkest with this one. And I'm going in with the smaller Smith, which I also cannot read. And this color is the one that gives you a little bit dimension, so again, I'm going right below the first color and kind of faking for myself. A true crease, which is really hard to do when you're as hooded as I am. I'm going to pull out a little bit, help give overall shape, and pull some of this dark color about halfway through the eye. And then I'm going in with my very favorite brush ever. Well, one of my very favorite brushes. I believe this is the Hakuhodo, and I've listed below the Hakuhodos that I have, the 3 Hakuhodos, and you could just, I don't know which one it is, it's one of those 3. And I'm going in with this darkest color right here, and I'm putting it right by the lash line. This color is much more creamy than the other two. Wow, I've never done it with this mirror. It's like a powder cream, but not like the powder creams that she has that make me nuts. And now making the line a little bit thinner as we move across the lid. I think I took some of my makeup off, so I have to go back. If you're like me and you're puffy and you're crepey and you have darkness, I think going underneath the eyes emphasizes all of that. But once in a while I will do it, and I'm just going to stamp it, whatever's left. Not even stamping, just grazing. Then I'm going to take this beautiful, what is it? Hakuhodo pencil brush. It's so soft. It's not going to scratch this area. And we'll blend it out super gently. I think I'm going to move this back so I can see what's going on. And now I'm just going to take this, which I also think is a Hakuhodo. It's a Hakuhodo and Smith day today. And just, here, Lucy, she's coming in. So let's do a swatch of this one and decide what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the lighter one. And just a little bit. Open up the area. I don't want to go too much over where I put that liner, or the powder as the liner. Just a little something. Now usually I go in with the Lisa Eldridge foundation under my eyes, and it works very, very well, but I wanted to show you because a lot of people said this foundation color looks great on you. I use this off camera, I'm like, whoa. This is what I use most of the time. This is the Clinique. And I usually disperse it onto my finger and pick it up with a brush or with my fingers. But my fingers are dirty because I did my eyes. So we're going to do it this way. And I'm really using it more than anything to kind of clean up under the eye. Now because I'm not wearing much foundation, I don't think you can see how incongruent these colors are together. Now I'm going to clean my fingers so I can do my final finger bits. Fingers clean, and I'm just going to do a little bit of tapping to warm it up so it can kind of synchronize with the skin. And I prefer to kind of go up and down instead of in to out, so I don't move it, and then make this line softer. Now we're going to do a little bit more foundation because I do still see quite a bit of redness going on, and it will all come together. So I'm using a brush this time, and I didn't clean the back of my hands. So I've already put on 2 pumps. There's 2 more. And this is the brush. I'm not sure if this is still being made. It's the Kat Von D powder brush, and Hindash uses this for foundation. And I thought I'll give it a try, and it's pretty genius for foundation because it's flat but fluffy, and you can kind of go back and forth, or you can go like a flat brush like that, or do something more like this. And now I'm starting to get the coverage I want to see. I do really enjoy the finish of this foundation. I think it makes the skin look so pretty. I know several people who have drier skin had said it's just not working for them. But I moisturize and hydrate very well before I start, so I'm not having issues with that. But I don't have flaky bits unless I'm retinizing, which I am a little bit, but near the eyes. So this is interesting, since I haven't used this brush yet. So I think I'm going to finish it up with fingers. Yeah. And just really work it with the fingers. Work it! I have to say this is not my favorite application today. But yeah, so I have color issues, I have application issues. It has the potential to look really good. I think it's very possible that I'm using a different sunscreen than I have when I've used this on other occasions. But, you know, when I have issues, I just warm up my hands like this and pat. You could also go over with a beauty blender, but the idea is that the warmth of my hands will melt in and help everything synchronize. I will also say, on several occasions, I have used this where I thought, it's okay, and an hour later, it looks much better. It takes a while to look insanely good. Alright, so let's finish up the eyes. I'm going to finish up off camera my brows, and then we'll do mascara, which is new. Did a little brows. Let's go on to mascara. This is the Eyes to Mesmerize by Giorgio Armani, and it's really floating my boat that the stem is red and it goes inside the cat. Doesn't take much, you guys, to excite me. And this was one I disliked strongly when I first got it. It made me look like I had 4 lashes that were really long. But this is one of those mascaras, I think, that you have to open and use a couple of times and then let dry out a little bit. It'll probably be insanely perfect in a month. Now, I really enjoy the blush color in here, and I enjoy the highlighter, but I feel like I've already done the video of the face palette, so I think I'm going to use a little something else, and I'm really enjoying, not that, this. It wasn't up here. Playground from Victoria Beckham. And I oftentimes will put on my hand and pick up with my hand. I'm always a little afraid of applying directly to the face with creams, but this is not a problem. And it just melts in perfectly. There's nothing fussy or strange about it. There. And for lips, I really love this liner from Victoria Beckham. So it's pretty much a Denona, Beckham, Lisa Eldridge kind of video. It's such a nice color. I think you could just put on a little bit of lip balm over and call it a day, or even just tap something on. But I got this, which is the stain in peach, and I love it. Such a new neutral for me. Oh, wrong one. So this one I do not love as much. This is Buuut. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you're blind and the packaging looks the same for everything. I thought I had it out here. Here it is, so we're going to go over it because this just is not the look I want. But this is almost it. We're going back to this palette to do some highlighter. Now, I'm not a huge highlighter person. I have not used this with a brush. I've just go in with my finger. This is a powder, but it is so soft. It's just like being kissed by an angel. When I first put it on, it's like, oh my God, it's way too much. But then you blend it in a little bit. And it's like this beautiful sheen on the face. And I am using the palette color Light. I think I could take the dark one face-wise, maybe not highlighter-wise, but lately I just haven't been wanting to go too dark with the eyes because I don't know, I've just been focusing on how small my eyes look. Like right now I'm looking and going, what's going on under the eye here? Hardly anything's going on under the eye. It doesn't take much for my eyes to look small or for me to think they do. And now I'm going to put on my shirt. There we go, you guys. This is Face of the Month for November. Didn't buy a lot of products. I did spend a lot of money, but I didn't buy a lot of products. But this is hands down my favorite thing that I got this month. And you know me, maybe you don't. If you're new, hi. I don't like to call anything a favorite because I don't think it's fair until I give it a long time. But this is the first time I felt excited about something in a long time. You know when you buy something and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to use that again today. I don't know how to explain it. Foundation, I have told you what my feelings are. It's just not quite a hit for me. And it is fussy, and it definitely applies differently with fingers than it does with brush. So I'm still playing with it. It was the thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to put this on again today. I'm going to put this on. And every day, I guess I was hoping that I would have a better experience with it. And I'm just still not there, you guys. I'm still not convinced about the color. And I'm still not convinced about the application. And I'm a little disappointed because I have so much respect for Lisa Eldridge. As a person, as a woman, as a business owner, as a makeup artist, in every way. So I guess maybe when you have a high bar for people and they don't meet it, you're kind of like, wow, that's a bummer. I was expecting more. And I feel bad even saying that, but it's just not really an easy foundation for me. And we'll just leave it at that. I am going to order some more bubbles, so when they get here, we're going to have a swatch party on my face and try some different colors. I love this blush from Victoria Beckham. This is Playground, and I think it's actually kind of pretty similar to what's in here, but it's just so easy. It's not fussy at all. Very easy to stick this in your purse to do some blushing. And I have to tell you, I have used this on my eyes, but I'll go boop, 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 and then I'll put some on the eyes, and I'll even put some on the lip. It's not a lip color, but if you're in a hurry, this does it. The mascara, it's getting better and better. I do think it's incredibly wet, and in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to love it so much more. But I can tell you, I love it 100 times more than when I first opened it up. It was just, my lashes don't like fall as many women do if they're using something that's wet like this, but it just looked like I had 5 lashes that were spiked up like this, and now it's beginning to look more like I have 500 lashes or 5,000 lashes. So this is getting better with age, like all of us. And you guys, that seems like a really good exit. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, had a little fun, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart. Oh, I got my booster the other day, and I forgot how sore they are. I can't. But I'm really thrilled about that. Until we meet again, I'm wishing you good health.